honestly and realize that the prices are just too expensive, right? So I bet you don't even remember the last time you paid less than $2 a gallon.
No.
So now imagine that in a larger scale. Imagine that we're airlines that have 700 plane fleet, and they with 2-3 hours flights a day, and how expensive it is to get them all going. Now we Brazilians know that, and we know how the rise of the fuel is getting it's getting so big that the airlines are getting to be slaves to this fuel fluctuation and the oil companies. So we Brazilians that we have developed this alternative for the regular petroleum-based fuel for cars. We are most likely as well to develop one for the aviation fuel. So that's why we created Decolar project. Decolar project will address this issue as well as the environmental issue, because we Brazilians, we have all this wildlife from the forest, and we know how important it is to address the environmental issue and how it's big and how the aviation business cares about that. So we, alongside the Boeing company, are trying to plan ahead and trying to develop a project that will address these issues and trying to be pioneers on this technology. So why biofuels? Biofuels because they're environmentally friendly, they reduce dependency on oil, and and we are trying to get the potential profitability of the market. So we can see from this chart how how the price on oil is getting so large, and we are trying to bite a little bit of that. We're trying to get this market to care a little bit more about the environment and to get the biofuel initiative to go further and try and fight that. So so we can see here in Brazil, the map of Brazil, how the refineries and how most of our fuel consumption is located more on the southeast. So we are trying to get it to other regions. We are trying to develop economic force of the northeastern region. We can see there are not a lot of activities going up there. So we are trying to develop here in this region right here our plantations, our crops, and we are going to develop economic and social issues on this region. So our proposal will address two main phases: the cooking oil program and the Jatropha program. On the first program, cooking oil program, we are going to work in a short-term solution, and we are going to work on the biggest city of the Northeast. We selected 4 to collect the cooking oil and try and to produce the biofuels from these cooking oil, used cooking oil, and try and change the population's mentality towards the subject, and try and make them understand how important it is to have a sustainable alternative for the petroleum-based fuels. And we're also going to address the Jatropha program. The Jatropha program is going to be a more long-term solution, because it takes a longer time to produce the Jatropha. And while that's happening, we are going to use the cooking oil program to start selling the market to receive the Jatropha. And once the Jatropha is settled, and we know that crops have fluctuation in production, we are going to use the cooking oil to address that issue. The Jatropha program is going to be a long-term initiative, and with that we're going to try and research the Jatropha crop. For that we're going to try and research the Jatropha crop and trying to understand how we're going to use it. And we're going to try to improve the quality of life of the population of the Sertão. And our friend's going to talk a little bit more about that. So Osvaldo is going to address the first phase of the program, the cooking oil program.
Yes. So the first question actually about cooking oil is exactly why cooking oil? Because we have been discussing and trying to reach something that we could do in a short-term project, like develop something like 3 years. So we just realized that cooking oil is actually a lot underused. We have some programs of people, I don't know, developing soaps with this cooking oil, some others trying to start the biofuel. But if you don't have something like this big, maybe you can. So we decided to start implementing the cooking oil project in 4 cities in the Northeast region. We chose Fortaleza, there is a capital, Natal is another capital, Recife and Salvador, for like of the biggest cities there in the region. And also these cities will be hosting the 2014 World Cup. So we think that's going to be something really good for like visibility and for helping and bringing other people to see our program there. The first step that we're going to try to do is going to be marketing developments like TV, internet, newspapers. We're going to try to create kind of a new common sense like we have. Why don't you put trash on the floor or just throw it? Because you've been always said that it's wrong. So if you come from like a kid being said don't throw the cooking oil on the trash, you're going to think like, oh, it's wrong. When you are an adult, you're going to talk to your kids like it's wrong. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to school challenge to develop an eco-awareness. That's what we're saying, like throw cooking oil where it's supposed to be thrown. And also, it's a first step, but we're going to try to convince people that biojet fuels are reliable. You can use it, it's rentable, it's sustainable, so it helps everyone, and it's good. So, the steps that we're going to do, it's like we have residents and we have restaurants. For us together, like the population's help, it's going to take some years. But we're going to start from the beginning. We are going to develop like a recipient. We're going to have a funnel, and we're going to distribute this in supermarkets with partnership with Bunge Aliments, and also with some supermarkets in Brazil, as Grupo Pão de Açúcar and Walmart. So we're gonna like, you buy an oil and you get this recipient, so you go home and you use that, and so you are always, the only thing you're gonna put there is gonna be the oil. So this is for the houses. For the restaurants, we're gonna have some kits like containers with, I don't know, 200 liters for, we have some kind of criteria for the amount of oil we're gonna collect. But this is about the restaurants, and we're gonna be partners with that company Óleo Coleta X, that they're gonna be helping us with the logistics to take this to our warehouses and all, and gather all together. So from these 4 cities, this is a seal that we created. There is gonna, it's written there like sustainable partner. Then CBBA is the name of our company, and Decolar is the name of our project. We use it like Decolar, that means take off in Portuguese. And we got eco, like from ecological, and this is a drop, like an oil. So we just thought like, it's gonna be something good. So what we want with this seal is to create kind of a better reputation for the restaurant. So you come, you're a tourist, you've heard about our seal. So you just come and go to a restaurant and see, this one is the partner, the sustainable partner, and this other one is not. Oh, maybe I'm gonna help this one because of this, so they have a better reputation. And also we suggest kind of some things like tax exemptions for the government, but it's not something that may happen. Maybe it's not going to happen, but anyway, it's going to have a better reputation for that. These are the containers that I told about, and there is the place where you could go to collect actually to leave the cooking oil from the other place. This is our timeline. Basically, the beginning, we're just going to have like negotiation with partners, supporters. We're going to have marketing plans. So the first like 3 or 4 months, are going to be more like to settle things together and then to start. And this is going to be like exactly when the World Cup is going to be on, so we could be developing that. And we hope that it becomes like self-sustainable. We don't have to keep like with the marketing, with the ideas, but we think that the general population is going to develop a very good idea about this, and we won't have to be pushing them like, no, you gotta give us cooking oil you can throw in the trash. They're gonna just assume that. So we hope it happens, and we're gonna be very like productive with the cooking oil, with all that. Now our friend Rafael is gonna talk about the Jatropha process and the program itself.